Number 9. Burn injuries, pain with no off switch. Burns. The injury so painful, doctors had to invent an entire numeric system just to describe how horrifying it is. First degree burns, red, sore. Maybe a little regret over touching that pan like a curious raccoon. Second degree blisters, swelling, and the very real possibility that air, fabric, and existence now hurt. But third degree burns, that's where the pain scale flatlines and your nerves go. We're out. Good luck. Burns hurt like nothing else because your skin, your body's largest organ, is also your largest collection of pain receptors. When you burn it, you're not just damaging the surface, you're torching the alarm system itself, and the aftermath, still awful. Healing burns come with itching, sensitivity, and an excruciating please don't touch me sensation that lasts forever. And get this, some burns hurt more after the fact because the nerves are still partially alive, which is like your body screaming, "Why did you do this to me?" every time a breeze happens. Oh, and let's not forget the emotional trauma, possible infection, and painful skin grafts if it's serious enough, because one trip to the kitchen or one bad sunburn can turn you into a human-shaped cautionary tale. The next time you feel tough for not flinching at a curling iron burn, just remember, that's the appetizer. Full body burns. That's the main course in the buffet of pain. Number 8. Tooth abscess, when your mouth declares war. Teeth are cool until one of them decides to become a hot, pulsing, and rage-filled volcano. That's a tooth abscess, an infection at the root of a tooth or between the tooth and gum that turns your mouth into a medieval torture chamber. It starts as a dull ache, then it becomes a throbbing monster that radiates into your jaw, ear, neck, and eventually your soul. Eating becomes impossible. Talking hurts. You can't sleep. You can't think. You're just vibrating in pain. Why? Because the abscess creates a pocket of pus yum that pushes on nerves with relentless pressure. Your body tries to fight back, so you get swelling, fever, and a face that might puff up like you lost a boxing match to your own jaw. If left untreated, the infection can spread to your bloodstream and become life-threatening, from a tooth. Painkillers can barely touch it. Only a dentist with a drill and no fear can fix this, or antibiotics if caught early. But either way, it's a horrifying reminder that even a tiny tooth can bring a full-grown adult to their knees, weeping like a toddler. Brush, floss, pray, because nothing tests your will to live like an infected molar. Number 7. Testicular torsion, the emergency pretzel twist. Let's take a moment to talk about testicular torsion, the male-specific horror story that begins with the phrase, "Hey, why does it feel like a ninja is twisting my insides with pliers?" Testicular torsion happens when the spermatic cord which supplies blood to your testicle twists, cutting off blood flow. No warning, just sudden, excruciating, nausea-inducing pain that radiates from the groin to the abdomen, like your body's trying to fold itself in half. It's so bad, it's often ranked just below kidney stones and childbirth in terms of pure agony. Victims have described it as white-hot panic pain that comes with vomiting, sweating, and immediate regret for every life choice they have ever made. This is a medical emergency. If untreated, torsion can cause permanent testicle death in as little as 6 hours, which is not only painful, but a fantastic way to ruin your Tinder profile. What causes it? Sometimes exercise, sometimes trauma, sometimes just existing, because apparently, male anatomy is held together by string and a prayer. So if you're a guy and you feel sudden, sharp testicular pain, don't tough it out, go to the ER. Your future depends on it. Number 6. Shingles, the pain of betrayal from chickenpox. Remember that adorable little childhood disease called chickenpox? Well, it never truly leaves you. It just lurks in your spinal cord for years like a petty ex. Then one day, it wakes up and says, "Let's ruin everything. Welcome to shingles." Shingles is caused by the varicella zoster virus, which reactivates and travels along your nerves, causing burning, stabbing, soul-destroying pain, often accompanied by a blistering rash that looks like your skin is plotting revenge. The worst part, the pain doesn't stop when the rash fades. Some people develop post-herpetic neuralgia, where the nerves keep screaming long after the infection's gone. It can last for months, or years, or forever, because nerves are drama queens. The sensation is often described as a mix of hot barbed wire, acidic itching, and electric shocks, all localized to one side of the body. It can wrap around your torso like a horror movie belt, and sometimes it hits your face or eyes, which is as awful as it sounds. There's a vaccine for shingles now, which is basically your immune system's restraining order. Highly recommended. Because if Betrayal had a physical form, it would be this a childhood virus returning like a villain in the sequel, older, meaner, and out for blood. Number 5. Bullet ant sting pain level existential crisis. Some insect stings hurt, some make you swear, but the bullet ant sting, it makes you reconsider your entire life. It's been ranked as the most painful insect sting on Earth, which is a title no one asked for. The bullet ant is native to Central and South America and gets its name because its sting supposedly feels like getting shot, not poked, not bitten, shot. Victims describe the pain as blinding, debilitating, and all-consuming, like someone drove a flaming nail through your flesh and then hooked it up to a car battery, and it doesn't fade quickly. The pain can last for 24 straight hours, with waves of burning, throbbing, and muscle spasms. Why so intense? Because bullet ant venom contains a neurotoxic peptide called poneurotoxin, which basically throws your pain receptors into a panic. Your nerves fire constantly, like they're stuck in apocalypse mode. To make things worse, certain Amazonian tribes use bullet ants in initiation rituals, where teenage boys put their hands in gloves full of live bullet ants and have to endure the stings without screaming, multiple times. That's not a rite of passage. That's a full-body negotiation with reality. So yeah, next time you complain about a bee sting, just be glad it didn't come with an identity crisis. Number 4. Childbirth no. Really, it's that bad. Ah yes, the grand finale of human biology childbirth, where your body squeezes a watermelon-sized human through an opening the size of a peach. Fun. While some folks like to play the pain is relative card, let's be honest, childbirth is pain on the hard mode. The uterus contracts with enough force to crush a Coke can. The cervix dilates from the size of a pencil eraser to something resembling a bagel. And your internal organs, they politely move out of the way for a few hours while you push a whole person into the world. You get contractions that feel like your insides are being wrung out by a medieval torture rack. You get back pain, muscle cramps, and pressure in places you didn't even know had nerve endings. Some labors last 12 hours, some go for days, and the grand finale, the Ring of Fire. That's not poetry. That's what they actually call the moment of crowning when the baby's head stretches everything like a slow-motion horror movie. Yes, there's pain relief, but not always. Epidurals can fail, births can get complicated, and let's not even talk about C-sections, where you're awake while being surgically opened like a flesh suitcase. So yeah, don't let the soft lighting and baby ads fool you. This is pain with a side of miracle. Number 3. Trigeminal neuralgia, the face lightning bolt. You know how sensitive your face is, like how a tiny pimple on your cheek can ruin your whole week. Now imagine the trigeminal nerve, the big nerve that controls facial sensation, decides to go rogue and start sending pain signals like it's trying to win an Oscar. Trigeminal neuralgia is often called the most painful condition known to medical science. People who have it describe it as electric shocks, stabbing, or burning all localized to one side of the face. Eating, talking, brushing your teeth, even wind blowing across your cheek can trigger it. It doesn't hurt constantly. Oh no, it's worse. It comes in lightning bolt-like attacks that can last seconds or minutes, and they strike without warning, which means you live your life in fear that chewing a sandwich might set off your next round of facial electrocution. The pain is so severe that even blinking wrong can become a source of dread, and because it affects the face, there's no escape. You can't avoid it, brace against it, or ice it away. It's just you, your face, and a very angry nerve on a power trip. If nerves could unionize and stage a violent protest against existence, trigeminal neuralgia is what that would feel like. Number 2. Kidney stones, nature's little torture pebbles. Your kidneys are supposed to help filter toxins, but sometimes they decide to manufacture rocks instead, and then make you pass them through your urinary system, because your body apparently moonlights as a sadistic gem factory. Kidney stones are solid mineral clumps that form in your kidneys and eventually try to exit through the ureter, a.k.a. the microscopic hallway between your kidney and bladder. And guess what? That hallway was not built for rocks. Passing a kidney stone is often compared to giving birth through your urethra. That's not an exaggeration. The pain is sharp, radiating from your lower back to your groin, and can be accompanied by nausea, vomiting, and an overwhelming urge to scream into the void. The worst part, you don't know how long it'll take. Could be hours, could be days. It's like your body's trying to force out a spiky marble and won't tell you when the final boss fight ends. Oh, and if you're lucky enough to pass the stone, guess what? You get to keep it in a little plastic container, like the world's worst souvenir from your bladder's emotional breakdown. So yeah, drink your water, or risk becoming your own personal gravel driveway. Number 1, cluster headaches, a.k.a. the suicide headache. Imagine someone jabbing a red-hot ice pick into your eye socket while also setting fire to half your face. Now imagine that happening every day, multiple times a day, for weeks. Congratulations, you've just met the delightful beast known as the cluster headache. These aren't just bad headaches, they're neurological torture sessions. The pain is so intense and one-sided, often centered behind or around the eye, that sufferers have been known to bang their heads against walls to distract from it. And just for fun, these attacks tend to show up like uninvited house guests at 2 a.m. every night, at the exact same time, for weeks or months. They're called cluster headaches because they come in groups, like a gang of tiny migraine demons with excellent calendars. Then they disappear for a while, just long enough for you to relax before they slam back into your life like a horror movie sequel. Doctors don't fully understand why they happen, but they suspect a misfiring hypothalamus, the part of your brain that handles circadian rhythms and apparently vengeance. Fun fact, the pain is so bad, cluster headaches are nicknamed the suicide headache. That's not hyperbole, that's a terrifying real-world endorsement from people who've actually lived through them. Basically, if migraines are a 10 on the pain scale, cluster headaches kick that scale off a cliff, light it on fire, and then laugh from the shadows. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.